At this moment, rescue workers are laboring to recover and identify the remains of Zsa Zsa Korda, international businessman, maverick in the fields of armaments and aviation, among the richest men in Europe.
Wes Anderson is a very specific taste. I hesitate to call it an acquired one. You either like his strangely airless doll's house aesthetic with deadpan performances by an all-celebrity cast and serpentine plots winding their way to the horizon, or you don't.
Korda Land and Sea Phoenician Infrastructure Scheme. My most important project of my lifetime.
Our objective: disrupting, obstructing, impeding, crippling Korda's enterprise in any manner possible.
His latest, the Phoenician Scheme, seems to have seen off some once loyal fans. Enough's enough, they're reported to have said. Curiously, I had that feeling a few movies ago, but now seem to be returning to the fold. The fact is, you don't go to Wes Anderson for action or even emotion. His favourite shot is the medium-wide shot, with his characters moving around within the frame.
Who shot you?
Cera's from out of town. Help yourself to a hand grenade.
You're very kind.
Could you imagine falling in love with a man like me, by the way, hypothetically?
You're drunk on 3 beers.
What I like about Wes isn't the fact that he hires my favourite actors, or not just the fact that this one stars Benicio del Toro with Tom Hanks, Willem Dafoe, Benedict Cumberbatch, Scarlett Johanssen, Charlotte Gainsborough and Bill Murray as an Old Testament god. Oh, and Mathieu Amalric and Richard Ayoade.
Why are you shooting my ceiling?
This is a robbery on behalf of...
I understand that. I'm asking about my ceiling. You idiots are destroying a magnificent nightclub.
Now, I love the fact that every shot in the Phoenician Scheme has a joke in it, albeit occasionally surreal. I'd say he was the René Magritte of comedy films, if he wasn't also so American.
Get the hand grenades. Today, tonight, and tomorrow, we rendezvous with every Titan and pretend we agree what we already agreed. But in fact, we don't. We can't.
You'll either go to this film because of Wes Anderson, or you'll stay away for the same reason. But here's the plot anyway. Our anti-hero is the unbelievably wealthy Zsa Zsa Korda. Wes Anderson loves a good Hungarian name, played by the enigmatic Benicio del Toro.
I've got a cornfield and looks like a soybean field, which is going to be softer.
Inconclusive.
Never mind, I'll be in the cornfield.
Having survived yet another plane crash, the period seems to be Somerset Maugham era 1930s. Korda, like so many multi-millionaires, is prepared to gamble everything he's got for a bit more. He decides to make his latest scheme a family affair.
This was Korda's 6th recorded airplane crash. He is survived by 10 children, 9 boys, 1 nun, his daughter Liesl.
He rejects his 9 adopted sons, who are all around 12 years old, in favour of his daughter, the novice nun Liesl. Liesl is played by the gorgeously named Mia Threepleton, who happens to be Kate Winslet's daughter. Liesl seems to have inherited the Korda deadpan delivery.
I've appointed you sole heir to my estate, which you may come into sooner rather than later.
Why? It's been 6 years since our last meeting.
I have my reasons.
Which are what?
My reasons? I'm not saying. I'm saying I'm not saying.
She's persuaded to be part of the fiendishly complicated Phoenician Scheme, one that requires a series of steps to achieve. To assist her, Korda hires a Swedish chaperone called Bjorn, played by Michael Cera at his most wide-eyed and innocent, even when he finds a bomb on Korda's private plane.
Is this supposed to be here? It was under the lunch trolley.
Oh dear.
How much time does it say?
18 minutes.
Perfectly fine. We land in 10. Myself, I feel very safe.
On their heels is a sinister cabal of men in suits, all going out of their way to upend the Phoenician Scheme. This requires plenty of brilliant ploys on the part of Korda, mostly plucked out of thin air as required. Mind you, that seems to be the method employed by writer-director Wes Anderson too.
One thing you'll never know, because you can't. The truth. I suppose I'm moved by this absurd performance.
Anderson's directing style, everything in its place, performances where nobody seems remotely surprised by anything, gives the possibly fraudulent impression that the story has been ingeniously mapped out with a beginning, a middle and an end.
Call it.
Heads.
Heads.
But is it fraudulent? Because despite the apparent randomness of events, somehow everything comes to a satisfying conclusion. Dumb luck or intelligent design, you wonder? Meanwhile, you've spent time in very agreeable company, not just the cast, but some famous and wildly expensive artworks.
Did you just tell Marseille Bob the Sacramento Consortium agreed to cover the gap?
No.
All of it, you said. I speak French, of course. You're fiddling with it again.
Okay, yes, but I'm doing a strategy. Listen carefully.
That said, while I enjoyed it enormously, would I want to ever see the Phoenician Scheme again? I don't think I can say that.
I recognize this assassin.
Go now.
Suicide panel.
Where's my father? Take this miserable sin into the company.